But the new royal book has been taken off the shelves in the Netherlands following reports suggesting that this Netherlands translation includes the names of the person who allegedly expressed concerns over the skin colour of Harry and Meghan's son.
Yes, the publicist has put sales of the book on hold over what they call an error, which is currently being rectified. So joining us now to discuss this is royal commentator Judita De Silva. Thank you very much for joining us, Judita. And what do you make of this whole scenario here, this saga? Do you think it was an innocent error?
It just depends on who you believe. I think what's probably happened is Omid Scobie has said categorically that he's never interviewed Harry and Meghan for this or the last book. He has shared friends between himself and Meghan, which helps with getting his inside scoops. But he said there was no version where he mentioned the names of, he says, two royals that questioned how dark the then unborn Prince Archie would be. And Meghan had written to then Prince Charles, now King Charles, about it and talking about unconscious bias. And he'd never put the names in any version. But the Dutch say that Dutch journalists got a page which actually had the names, and this was part of the version that went to print. The key is now that you've got a situation like this, you've got to understand that the camp that's around Harry and Meghan and people on the periphery, it seems to be a very porous outfit because things tend to be getting out, whether it's, as Meghan said in court, that she forgot she gave permission to an aide to speak to Omid Scobie and his co-writer of the first book, Finding Freedom, or it's her friend speaking to People magazine. It's a porous outfit, so information is coming out. But this information that's potentially damaging and could completely break any relationships they have with the royal family is in too many hands. Omid Scobie knows, some journalists in the Netherlands know, and other people know. That is what makes things very dicey when it comes to trying to control the narrative.
Fascinating how these passages might have ended up in this book if Omid Scobie, the author, had never intended them to. Could it have been that there was an original draft that included lots more salacious, perhaps even defamatory allegations that were then removed but clearly slipped through the translation process elsewhere? This
is exactly what I do think, and again, still allege that this could have happened, might have happened, because you have several versions on the way to getting your final version for print. And this goes to your publishers, goes to the editors, and then it's tweaked and so on. And these copies still exist. What I believe is that if you understand where Omid Scobie is in the professional perspective, this is a writer who found a ridiculous amount of attention with that first book. He's no longer just a writer of books. He's a man who's making money. He's in the business of being successful. So by the time this book was pitched to publishers, there's an expectation for him. He has an inside track with Harry and Meghan. They want something that's punchy. They want something that's sexy. They want something that's going to fly off the shelves. He's got to write to deliver, to be getting the kind of advance he would want to get on this book. So there probably, I believe, is a version where he put in everything and then upon reflection scaled it back. Now, who has that version? Who knows? But then, like he said in the book, due to legal barriers in the UK, he can't mention the names. Neither can any journalist covering the story, because then you are liable for legal action against you for putting out such detrimental, reputation damaging allegations about the royal family. So I do think there is a copy that had the name in it, but then it was scaled back based on prudence.
Well, it certainly kept the book in the press, at the top of the news agenda, what's happened in the Netherlands. Thank you very much for your time, Judita De Silva, royal commentator there. What a mess. Absolutely. Can't be easy for the royal family to see all of this going on and, not being able to comment and put your own...
Never complain, never explain.
Well, exactly.